Hey. Can you guys even see me?
Nope.
How y'all doing? Okay, anyway. Oh, fuck, I'm so awkward in beginning videos. It just feels like the beginning of a Zoom call or like a meeting. It's like, how was your weekend, Jim? I'm making this video because I feel like I can call attention to what I didn't ever realize until someone called attention to it for me, which is, are you living for you? You know, you might already have realization of this, you might have already thought about it, you might just need confirmation that it's time to start living for you, you might just need another perspective, but I'm going to share my perspective, my journey on it, and if it helps you at all, then that would make me really happy, because even though I no longer go to that therapist, that really literally changed my life. And I'm very grateful that I now am pretty much living for myself, or at least on the journey of fully living for myself. I'm going to first talk about like how I ended up realizing that I wasn't living for myself, and that was when a therapist asked me, who are you? Like, what do you like to do? What do you like to listen to? What style? And I didn't have really an answer for any. It was just kind of like, oh, whatever I have in my closet, whatever's clean, whatever music is on, whatever show is on. It's like, I thought about it and I was like, wow, I have zero identity. I have zero personality. And I realized a lot of my personality was just pieces of the people around me. That can become a really comfortable spot. Unfortunately, with comfortable spots, sometimes we don't even realize we're there because we're so cozy. It took my therapist kind of saying something like, oh, well, what do you like to do? Whatever. And that was when I was like, holy shit, I've been kind of just walking through life. Like, I haven't really been me. So then I had to decide, who do I want to be? And then I had to start implementing actions that that version of myself would do. I really struggled with my identity for a long time because I just had never given it any thought. I was never asked my opinion on a lot of things. And that's to no fault of anybody around me. It's up to me to determine, oh, do I like this? Do I want to do this? And then especially as an adult now, it's up to me to choose if I'm gonna go ahead and do something, not just because everybody else is doing it. So that's kind of the realization that led me to being like, oh, am I living for me? Another thing that triggered me to film this video, it's last minute, like I'm literally going to class in an hour and a half. So today I was scrolling through my phone as always, and I saw a video of this girl who went to see a comedian. She sat front row and she had 2 empty seats next to her, and the comedian's like, why are you all alone? And she's like, oh, I thought people were coming with me. That isn't, you know, the particulars don't matter, but it was just so cool to see someone go somewhere alone to a comedian that she wanted to see, regardless of whether or not her friends were coming. And that kind of triggered that thought process of like, she's living for her. She doesn't care. Oh, like, it's a bummer that the friends didn't come, but it's like, I'm still gonna go. And I thought about it and I was like, what would I do in this situation? And I think I probably would go, but it would be really, really difficult for me. And I think it'd probably be difficult for a lot of people. And I kind of talked about this on my TikTok too, but this is just kind of more of an in-depth thought process that I wanted to share with you guys. Another video that I made on my TikTok recently, like it's almost so funny how things tie together, because I have these little thoughts throughout the week and I pretty much make a TikTok anytime I think of something that's like, whoa, I never thought of it that way, or just kind of an epiphany or a realization or a reminder. I share it because somebody else could use it too. So throughout this week, I've made a few different TikToks that all kind of tie into this longer form video. So I made a TikTok talking about how people feel like they need permission, and you may not realize that you're living that way, but how many of us, like, when we're showing a friend a clip, we look at the friend to see if they think it's funny? How many of us, when we laugh, we look around the room to see, is everybody else laughing with me too? Okay, cool. How many of us, before we go to a party or an event, ask people, what are you wearing? What color is your dress? Are you gonna wear heels? Or no, yeah, I was thinking sandals tail. How many of us live based on what the people around us are doing? Yes. That's my dog snoring. Basically, you don't need permission from anybody to laugh, to breathe, to wear that weird outfit, to wear those weird pants, to go to that concert that nobody knows who the person is, to go for a ride just to go ride, but to go for a ride just to go for a ride, to go to a roller coaster alone, to whatever it is that you want to do. You don't need permission from the people around you. you also do not need permission. That's a big one. That's one that I realized this morning. Not only do we ask the people around us, but I've definitely looked up graduation outfits. I've definitely looked up last week, I was like, what to expect for whatever. 100% as someone with social anxiety, wearing those loud pants in public, I'm like, oh my god, people are looking at me. Okay, because you're wearing cool ass pants. Anytime that me being me clashes with the societal norm, it can be really anxiety inducing. But at the end of the day, I'm the person who has to live with me. Nobody else has to live with me if they don't want to. Nobody else has to talk to me. They don't have to look at me. They don't even have to acknowledge that I exist. I do not want that from them if they don't feel like, you know what I mean? Me being me can sometimes be really hard because of judgment or opinions or looks or even just my own projections of my insecurities. And I'm realizing that that's not just for society. Like when I go to the Walmart and I'm wearing a cool hat and people are looking at me, it's not just that, but it's also on social media. So many people post from events like Dreamville Festival. Everyone had these cool outfits and whatever. And that was a kind of social media segment that embraced that individuality. But 90% of the time on social media, it's not like that. A lot of the time, it's like kind of everyone's wearing the same thing. I mean, unless you're a fashion influencer, but I think a lot of people are wearing the same things. Trends obviously happen on social media. I think we're moving towards a more individualistic social media landscape, but until then, I think it is still kind of like, oh, well, they filmed someone, like, God, I don't know how to explain it. All right, let me regroup here. Hold on. I feel like a lot of people look around and see if everybody else is laughing first before they laugh. I think a lot of people, when they make a joke, they immediately look for a reaction. I think a lot of people, before they're going to an event, will text, hey, what are you guys wearing? Are you wearing heels? Are you wearing a white dress? What color? Whatever. I think a lot of people not only do that within their own lives, but they also build expectations for themselves based off of social media. So they'll see graduation pictures and be like, oh, well, that's what mine should be like. They'll see parties and be like, oh, well, that's what a party should be like. They'll see a vlog of Disney and be like, oh, well, that's what my Disney trip should be like. I have to hit up this restaurant. I have to try this thing. It's so popular on TikTok. And what you don't realize is how much of your time is actually being spent doing what other people did just because they did it. When you realize that, it's kind of like, well, what else am I supposed to do? How else should I know what restaurants to go to? How else should I know what music to listen to? And to that, I would say, people are fucking awesome. Being a human in this experience is so cool because we can communicate with each other and be like, oh my god, they have the best tacos, you should try this spot, or oh, you have to listen to this musical artist, like they're really great and they're kind of like fit your vibe. And we can listen to those recommendations and try it out, but we have to have like an even balance of free thinking and then taking up recommendations. Yeah, I'll listen to Denzel Curry because you recommended him, but I'm also going to go on my other playlists and explore R&B a little bit more, explore, you know, rap a little bit more, explore whatever genres interest me and whatever songs resonate for me, and I'm going to explore more songs by that artist or more songs by collaborating artists, and I'm going to go down that kind of rabbit hole of figuring out who I like. And that is so much fun, like just that whole exploration of like, oh my god, I really love this song, I love this artist, I love her vibe, I love her interviews, is so much more fun than being like, oh, I should listen, oh yeah, she's good. It's so much more fun to like explore who you are and what resonates for you, and especially because you found it. You put yourself on, nobody put you on. So it's like a fair balance of like taking recommendations and, you know, being open-minded, but also exploring a little bit further for yourself. I kind of started reflecting, and I always try to work my way backwards. So when I realized that, oh wow, a lot of people, you know, aren't living for themselves, and then I thought about it and I was like, a lot of people feel like they need permission from the people around them to do something, or they look around and judge themselves based off what other people are doing. I wondered, like, where does that stem from? In my perspective, in my circumstance, I realized I think it came from a feeling of like not being sufficient. Like my group of friends was all so funny, crazy. They would just do crazy things that you wouldn't expect them to do, and then that was like the shock value. And I felt like, well, what do I bring to the table? Why are they friends with me? And it's sad that I ever thought that, because I'm fucking awesome. Hello. And I don't think it was ever like a conscious thought of like, well, why are they friends with me? It was just like, my subconscious was like, girl, we gotta keep up with the crew. We gotta get funnier. We gotta do these things that they think are funny. And I ended up becoming someone I'm not. Making jokes I would never make, using sayings I would never say, using words I would never use, like just things that didn't fit me. Eventually I fell, out of that friend group, thank God. Love them, respect them, and I appreciate everything that they ever did for me. But they just weren't my people. They were people that supported me along the way of figuring out who I am. What am I looking at sufficiency for? Sufficiency for my friend groups, sufficient for my family, sufficient for social media, sufficient for society. And I realized all of the above was what I was considering. I would say something around my friends that I would never say around my parents. I would say something around my parents that I would never say around my friends. And to be honest, I didn't believe either of the things that I was saying. I was playing a part. I was playing the part of who I thought they wanted me to be. And I never even realized this was all without consciousness involved. Like, I had no idea. Even now, sometimes I'll catch myself being like, oh yeah, I know, whatever. And I'm talking out of my ass. I don't think the things that I'm saying are true, but I'm saying them because I think the person I'm talking to will receive it. And I have to be accountable here. That is manipulation. That is manipulation. So if you do that, that is manipulation. And I'm not saying that you're eating delicious, because again, I never even realized I was doing that. It's a habit that we grow as usually in our childhood to try to control the outcome of what happens to us. I learned really early on to manipulate, and I didn't even realize. I would say things that would kind of pander to people, and that's not fair to them because you're being ingenuine. And it's not fair to you because you're hiding your own self away because you don't think you're worthy of their love or their acceptance. With that, like once I followed that kind of sufficiency for whom? If your friends and family, if the people around you do not find you to be sufficient when you are being you, then are they the people that are meant to be around you? Obviously not. Family is something that is so important to me. I love my family very dearly. But at the end of the day, if they don't have the room to accept me and my thoughts and my opinions and my uniqueness, then I will have to let them be on their own. Why should I let people stay around me who make me not want to be me? I'm here in this experience, in this timeline, once. Why should I spend it living for everybody but me? When I die, I'm the one that's leaving. I'm the only person that goes with me. I'm the only soul that continues with me. To kind of summarize my points here, I realized in the last 2 years that I wasn't living for me. I realized that I was absorbing all the energy of the people around me. And I realized that that comes from feeling like I wasn't sufficient enough. And I realized that, okay, well, yeah, now that I've done all these things, I'm sufficient for my friends, I'm sufficient for my family, I'm sufficient for my clients, I'm sufficient for my classmates, I'm sufficient for my professors. I have a different personality at every place of being, but am I sufficient for me? I wasn't sufficient for me. I was not happy. I was existing and that was cool, and I was happy that I was making other people happy, but I myself had no identity, which means that when I graduate college, or when my parents are busy for a week, or when my siblings can't respond right away, or when I lose a friend, I wouldn't have anything to do. I'd be like this. And I'd be bored out of my mind. Life is anything but boring. There's no reason to be bored. So I realized, okay, what do I like? And that still took me so long because I think kind of social media played into that. I'd come home from a long day at work and I'd go on my phone because I just didn't want to have my brain on anymore. I'd come home, I work, I do school, I have a relationship, I have family. I'm like doing all these things, and then I finally get time to me, and instead of spending that time exploring me, I was spending that time watching other people on social media, which is how social media kind of ties into that too. Recently, like within the last 6 months, I'd say, maybe 6 months to a year, like I said in my intro video, I dyed my hair blue. I really fucking loved it. I was like, oh yes, like this is me. And that was like a really scary thing for me to do. But I loved it so much. And I felt like I was attracting good energy with that because I was being me. Then I started more recently exploring what kind of music I like. I really like R&B, I really like soul. For a long time I listened to rap. My brother put me on to rap when I was like in 7th grade, which what kid in 7th grade doesn't listen to rap? I really loved rap a lot, and it meant a lot to me, and it still does because there's something about it that just resonates for me. I never even realized that there was like kind of this other genre of R&B and soul. And I kind of started exploring that. It was funny, my boyfriend's brother listens to like Brent Faiyaz and The Weeknd, and I remember talking to him and I was like, you know, I think I would like him if I put him on my playlist. And he was like, okay, so put it on your playlist. And I, like, it seems so silly, but it was like, I literally was just on autopilot. I was listening to the songs that had been on my playlist for years, and I wasn't exploring anything new. So I looked into it a little bit. I'm like, wow, I really like him. And then I found Erykah Badu and Thames and all these other artists. And then those are like the big names. And then there's so many smaller people that you can explore and see if you follow like collaborations, or if you look on Instagram, or if you look at record labels. Like there's so many, or independent artists are so cool too. So I kind of just went down rabbit holes of like connected songs or what they sampled from or whatever. And I have so much more of a passion for the music I listen to now than I ever did before. And that makes life so much more colorful and rich and vibrant and like just worth living. The same can be said for every area of life. Like now I'm starting to move into style a little bit more. I'm looking at outfits online, and that's not to say like what outfits are popular. I'm just searching what I like. So I saw shoes at the festival that I really liked. I took a picture, I did a Google reverse image search, and I found the shoes. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get these shoes when I have enough money. And I'm kind of curating what do I like, and then when I have the money to fund that, I'll have like kind of a shopping list of clothes that I already want, and then I can just buy them and start changing my style to be more unique to me. And another thing, I've been called basic quite a few times in my life, and maybe, you know, as I'm saying during this video, I was just doing what everybody else was doing. But it is okay to like something that somebody else or a lot of people like. It's okay to like something that everybody else likes too. There are some things that are just fucking amazing. Like, they just are. Maybe your style is more generic. Maybe a lot of people have the same style as you. That's fine. As long as that's you, then you're good. So yeah, there's a lot of benefits that come with learning how to be living for yourself. Recently I started going to more concerts, I started doing more things, coming up with games, putting myself out there. I just got my tattoo recently, which means like a lot to me. And I definitely still struggle with like the people-pleasing manipulation side of it, where it's like I pander to people still for sure, and I'm working on that, and that's okay. But I am just learning to be like, okay, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to that party, or I don't want to do that thing. It's just not for me. When you start to do that too, another benefit, which is so cool, is you start to respect the fuck out of other people who are doing the same. So if I invite my friend and I'm like, yo, do you want to come see? And she's like, I've listened to them, I really don't like them. It's like cool to me that she knows that. If someone else has a completely different opinion than me on something, I have full respect for them, because that means they've thought about it enough that they stand on their ground and they are listening to me. They're hearing me out. They're open-minded, but they're like, okay, I understand that. Here's my point of view, and here's why I'm over here. Cool as fuck. So I have so much more respect and space for the people around me to be them, because I'm being me. And that is just such a huge benefit of choosing to live for myself. I think that's pretty much all I have to say right now, but I had so much fun filming this, and every time I get in front of the camera I'm so nervous. I literally like am short of breath. I'm panicking a little bit, But then as the video progresses, I feel like I just become so in tune with myself, and I'm almost like channeling my words. Like I did for this video, I did write down bullet points because I didn't want to be all over the place, but I feel like the flow came in a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that it called attention to, or reminded you of, or resonated for you, or whatever. I hope that it did something. So thanks for making it to the end of the video. That's fucking dope. And make sure you check out my future videos, my old videos, if you want. I don't know, just hang out for a while. If you made it this far, I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comments. If you have another perspective, if you're on this journey too, if you didn't realize this. I just love connecting with people. People are literally my passion. And I would love to know, like, if this did resonate for you, please, please, please let me know. That's really it. I hope y'all have a blessed day, a divine day. Remember that even if you feel like you are not sufficient enough for anybody else, you're always sufficient for me, so long as you are being enough for you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Should I just make the thumbnail every time me going like this? We'll see. Let me know. Okay. Bye. Thanks for checking out my fucking video. I don't know. What do I say? Hey guys, thanks for making it back to my channel. I don't fucking know. Maybe I should just like start talking. It's so unnatural to be like, this is what I'm gonna talk about. I mean, there's a title of the video. You know what I'm gonna talk about, right? Are you having constipation? You should get our laxative. Why am I so nervous? And hold on, I'm gonna wait till the trash truck's done. I need chapstick anyway. I got dusty, crusty ass lips. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my dog is slurping her fucking water. As she should. Stay hydrated. Okay. Yes, Lucy Lou. That awkward shuffling of like actually putting the chair down and turning off the camera.